Hello, fellow interns, and anyone else who may find this. My name is Gabe, and today we're just going to be looking at doing a quick tutorial for RX Audio Editor. This is the 7th iteration that's currently available in the studio here at Jeff Haskell. And this is just going to be the sort of two basic techniques that we use a lot for audio repair. Wiley Ross taught me these, and we're going to be doing them really quick here. So the first one is going to be sort of copy and paste method using empty space to turn something like this. I'm not sure if you can hear my cursor, but this big space in the middle of the screen here into something like this. So empty, silent, clean looking. And this is a break between movements of an orchestral piece. So we don't want there to be rustling around or shuffling or anything like that. And if we listen to this first one, we hear there's plenty of it. So you can really hear all that, but what we're going to do is turn that into silence like this. Perfectly silent. So really all that we have to do is zoom in a little closer and find a section, maybe not here, we could find it anywhere in the whole piece, but we want some nice dead silence. So we can go over here, find some dead silence like we've got here. And yeah, we could just take the whole frequency spectrum. It's just going to match the frequencies when we copy and paste it. So we can Control C or Command C if you're on Windows somehow. Control C, and then we're going to come back over here to our place in question. Zoom in a little bit, and we can Control V wherever our scrubber is. And it's going to paste in a bunch of silence. So we can move our box around, and that's going to give us silence. So whereas before we had now we have silence. Perfect. So that's the simplest method of repairing like silent areas or areas that are meant to be silent. And then the next thing we're going to look at is using this plugin here, D-Click, that is automatically comes with this software, RX. And we're going to look at using that to find more minute spots where we can really just hear one click, like one quick snap or crunch or something. And this is a super old recording, so the D-Clicker doesn't work quite as well because there's just more, stuff going on. There's some noise in the background, but it's going to take out a couple of clicks if we can manage our settings right. And so I've already picked out a spot beforehand here, and it's going to be right around here. So if we zoom in, and we can mess around with our resolution here, maybe make it a bit higher by dragging this bar over on the right here. We can listen right here, so we're going to hear a bit of a sort of snap here. So it's right here. We hear it there. And so what we can do is I'm going to highlight all of this. And again, I apologize for the saxophone going on in the background. We have our section highlighted. And I'm going to go over to the D-Clicker. And these are the settings I've already found to work best on this section right here. But you can play around with them. The click widening, if it's too high, might produce sort of a stuttering effect in your repaired area. But the frequency skew is generally going to be a bit on the higher side because they're clicks and snaps, and those are usually, a bit higher in the frequency range. And then I turned the sensitivity up really high because it's a short section. But anyway, if I hit render while this is selected, then we can see some of that stuff goes away, and we're going to listen to it again. You can't really hear it anymore. maybe a small remnant or artifact of what we had before, but let's try doing this versus. And it's a small detail, but often this is what artists, like, for example, classical guitarists, will be looking to eliminate some string noise or some very small details that can be lost if you're not listening super closely. So anyway, that's what this is mostly for. This declicker is for getting rid of small noises that musicians will want out of their recording. So we have those two methods there. We have the copy and paste method. We used it on, silent chunks. We can also use it on other chunks, but it's messier with actual frequencies going on than just room noise, the room mode, the sound of the room that we want to have be the working silence, to have our recording sound more natural when we want it to be quiet. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching, and hopefully this comes in handy either here at the Jeff Haskell studio or elsewhere.